This is HighIntensityBusiness.com with Lawrence Neal, helping you achieve your health and fitness goals. Become a great personal trainer and build your high-intensity strength training business.
This episode is brought to you by ARX, the most innovative, efficient, and effective all-in-one exercise machines I have ever seen. I was really impressed with my ARX workout. The intensity and adaptive resistance was unlike anything I've ever experienced. I love how the machine enables you to increase the negative load to fatigue target muscles more quickly, and I love how the workouts are effortlessly quantified. The software tracks maximum force output, rate of work, total amount of work done, and more in front of you on screen, allowing you to compete with your previous performance to give you and your clients real-time motivation. The ARX uses a computer-controlled motor to give you the exact amount of resistance your clients need 100% of the time. This means that the resistance can never become dangerous, is intuitive and simple to use, and can provide you with all of the results you and your clients are looking for in a fraction of the time. ARX is highly effective and efficient in delivering all of the benefits of exercise, including increased strength, muscle mass, cardiovascular conditioning, bone mineral density, and injury recovery. As well as being utilized by many high-intensity trainers to deliver highly effective and efficient workouts to their clients, ARX comes highly recommended by world-class trainers and brands, including Bulletproof, Tony Robbins, and Ben Greenfield Fitness. To find out more about ARX and get $500 off install when you place an order, please go to arxfit.com and mention HIB, that's High Intensity Business, in the How Did You Hear About Us field. So again, to get $500 off install when you place an order, head on over to arxfit.com and enter HIB in the How Did You Hear About Us field. Lawrence Neal here, and welcome back to HighIntensityBusiness.com. This is episode 236. Today's guest is John Lint. Super excited to have John on the show. He is the president and founder at 10xpro.io and has been a serial online entrepreneur since June 2003 when he launched his first consulting online business. Since then, John has been involved in multi-million product launches, consulted with Fortune 500 companies, and has experienced the famous $1 million day online. His experience includes teaching others how to package their knowledge and sell it online, strategizing funnels for 7 to 8 figure clients, and developing SaaS, that's software as a service solutions, in multiple markets. He focuses on helping his clients take their business to the next level with his training programs, consulting services, and software. And John is known for building software that helps members simplify their online business and make more money. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Good to be here, and nice introduction. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. I thought you had an excellent intro on your website, so I basically cut it down to keep it relatively snappy. Thank you so much for doing this. I've been a fan of you and your work and the podcast that you've done with my mentor, James, on his podcast, Superfast Business. They've been so helpful for me in terms of building a membership service and turning what my blog is into more of a proper business and being able to deliver more value to my listeners and members. And so the reason I was really excited to do this with you is I have a number of clients who have, as I was kind of explaining to you, boutique high-intensity training studios, or in some cases, large chains of training studios. The business size varies. And for those that have smaller businesses, there seems to be an interest in taking some of their business, if not all of their business, online. Because obviously with a studio, it can be difficult. You always have to be there in order to be training people, physically. It's difficult to scale beyond a certain number of clients. Whereas online, as I've learned through you and through people like James, you can scale quite tremendously and you can leverage assets that basically work while you're sleeping. Which is very, very effective and very interesting to a lot of my audience. And you've built this incredible product in 10x Pro, which I have a bit of a bone to pick with you because your product, I believe, just came out after I'd spent ages building my membership, doing it the old school way, stitching all the different things together. So that's not your fault, but I was quite annoyed. I thought about moving over, but And I think I may
much.
do at some stage. I think at this stage, it would be a lot of work for me to move over. And I'm not sure if well, you might say differently, but I'm not sure if the cost saving is quite there for me in terms of what I would save if I consolidated the products I use. But for someone, I could be wrong with that, but I know for someone who's starting out for the first time, your product seems to be the most elegant solution for what they're trying to achieve. So I guess to start this one off then, do you want to explain to my audience exactly what 10X Pro is and how it helps my people in my audience build a kind of online membership helping people with their health and fitness?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you should reconsider and look at your costs, because we're definitely going to help you save a ton of money. That's our job. 10X Pro is a all-in-one solution where you get all the tools that you need to succeed online. That's really our mission. We don't want you to get bogged down with extra tools, extra little things that you need to install just because you want to do one thing in your business. So we work closely with a lot of marketers and a lot of online entrepreneurs who are building serious businesses. And we're always on the, listening to what are the things that we all really need, So whether it's being able to build pages online very easily without getting bogged down by tech, whether it's setting up what we call in our business funnels, campaigns. Basically, this is a series of pages and marketing campaigns to allow you to build your email list or sell your products. So you can do all that with 10X Pro. You can, of course, accept payments online. So whether you're selling services, coaching, products, courses, access to your membership site, you can do it with 10xpro.io. You have a ton of different features available when it comes to selling. So you have all of that. You also have extra features such as advanced automation when you want to start doing, like you said, campaigns are working on autopilot. So, where you're making money kind of like, while you're sleeping. All of that is working for you. And for that, you need automation. You need a series of tools. And if you were to go out there and purchase those tools individually, you're easily looking at a few $100s a month, if not thousands, depending on your setup, And then, of course, if you're, for example, selling online courses or, like you said, maybe a membership site with some coaching or consulting elements, then you need to buy that. You need to be able to have a system that allows you to deliver securely that information, and that will allow you to then maybe do extra things like maybe having tests or allowing you to do live events with your students. So a bunch of different things you can do with 10X Pro. And if you want to replicate all that, you'll need to buy a bunch of tools. And we don't want you to do that, because that's the number one reason people fail online is because of overwhelm and tech frustrations. If they just try something, or they see that, hey, this person is doing this strategy, this person is doing that, I want to do the same. They think that they need to buy this tool, and now they end up with a bunch of tools that they need to try to stitch together. It's super complicated, it's frustrating, it's overwhelming, and then people just give up and they're like, well, this is not working for me, or I'm just not going to do it, And that's our mission. We don't want you to feel that way. We want you to simplify your online business. We want one tool, so you do everything there. And then, of course, you need extra stuff like a payment system, such as PayPal or Stripe, to be able to basically get money into your own account. And probably some kind of emailing system that will allow you to do email marketing campaigns. But with these three tools, that's all you need to start building a very successful online business. And that's our mission. And we help all our clients do that with their business.
Awesome. Thank you for that introduction to the product. It was very interesting to me when I discovered 10X Pro, because what I had done is I had done it, I guess, the old-fashioned way, as you know. I'd hired help for the implementation of Zen4o with Active Campaign, which is an email provider. Zen4o, for those listening who are in the membership, that's my sort of forum back-end software that then connects to WordPress and makes it all look, congruent with my brand. But it was a ton of work. It was a lot of work to get it going. There was a lot of moments where I was like going insane, and it was quite expensive. And so this really does make it a lot easier. I just wanted to, I guess, talk about, from a a health and fitness online coaching perspective, I'm trying to think of the things that people will value the most in what 10x Pro can offer. And in my mind, one of the cool things I've recently learned about, I suppose in the last year, is the ability to do one-to-many coaching like James does through SFB, which would be very useful, I think, to those looking to do online coaching for health and fitness, because they can help people with, text conversation, give them the guidance, the accountability, the coaching, the links to resources, the support to help them achieve their goals. Is that something that is readily available in 10x Pro, that particular feature?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that, again, we built with other entrepreneurs. We saw that, hey, this is something that they're doing. How can we make it easy? So how can we allow people to do what you say, such as, offer private coaching very easily without getting bogged down with, again, buying another tool, So when it comes to a membership site, and you were mentioning your health professionals, fitness professionals, it's all about getting more leverage, right? We have a ton of coaches and service providers who come to us to 10xpro.io to try to build that online business so they can get the leverage that they need, that they want, so that they don't have to trade their time for money, so they can build that business that is working for them rather than them working all the time on their business. So there's a ton of things that you can do, especially if you're a service provider or you're a coach. It's all about using your knowledge and leveraging that and packaging it into maybe courses or coaching programs that you can then deliver to many people at different times, whenever they want, basically. So it's kind of like on demand, and that's extremely valuable and something that's going to definitely help people get out of that, trading your time for money.
Yeah, one of the things that really fascinated me is something I do personally, but I thought about this more of in a health and fitness coaching perspective. Is someone joins their membership, right? And that person needs help with a workout program. It's like, this is just to add color to I guess what you're saying in terms of building leveraged assets. It's like, well, when that person comes to you and says, I need a workout program, these are my goals. And then that individual, then all they have to do is create a video of them doing that workout program, or someone doing a workout program that fits their particular goals and their requirements. And then they put that within their membership. And then those people that pay to become members then have access to that. And in I'm curious on your thoughts on this, whether there's a better way of doing this. But in my mind, it's like, okay, yeah, in the beginning, it's a fair amount of work because you're getting those questions, and then you're having to go to work creating something to fulfill those needs. But then over time, you'll get the same questions, right? So you just point them to those resources, much like James has done with SFB, in that he's got resources that help with an online business, or help someone grow the online business, and he can just leverage those ongoing. But in the beginning, he probably didn't have a great deal. Is that correct? Is that kind of how these things evolve over time from a membership perspective?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole, point of having an online business, is to be able to replace yourself at some point, where you don't have to repeat yourself all the time, because you're going to get, of course, all the time the same questions. It's absolutely normal. You have people coming in, new people coming in, and they will most likely have the same question. So instead of you doing a video each time, you spend the time to do that video once, but that's a valuable amount of time, because you are now creating an asset. You're creating something that you can reuse multiple times and in multiple ways. So it's extremely valuable, and that's what we're always talking about. Whatever you're doing, you always want to be building assets. In online, there's very important assets that you need to build. Number one is build your own audience, building your own email list. Number two is building your own content, your library of content, because now you have real power. You can leverage that in multiple ways to not only build your email list like we talked about, but you can of course sell them online. So now you have something that is being sold online all the time, right? Another asset is, for example, your marketing campaigns. Once you set them up once, they're working for you all the time. So you're basically creating leverage. And that's the beautiful thing with an online business. And when it comes to your membership site, it's the same thing. Yes, you might spend 15 minutes to an hour creating that one video, but then you'll never have to do it again. And that's a beautiful thing. And that's a very powerful thing. And then you just set them up. It's just a matter of having the right platform that allows you to do things very easily, which, that's our goal. That's what we want to do. That's how we help people. And then it's just delivering your message and helping people get results within your membership site. And we can talk about more on how you can do this in your membership site, because there are different components to a successful membership site. There's the content part, but then there's all the other things such as the coaching and the community that goes along with it, if you want to use those elements.
Yeah. Can you elaborate? That's a great segue into that. So do you want to talk about those other components that you think are really important for a membership product that 10X Pro can deliver on?
Yeah, absolutely. And, this is something that we've studied a lot. It's something that, we analyze and we identified as there are really 4 main components to a really successful membership sites. Number one, of course, is content, right? It's going to be maybe training programs. So if we're talking about the fitness market, it might be some specific workouts, might be different recipes that people might need to lose weight. Might be, workouts. Maybe one is calisthenics, the other one is, lifting weights, whatever it is, right? So you have different styles. That's just content. And the reality is that people might come for content, but they're not going to stick around in the membership site just for the content, right? So the content needs to be cool, but it's not the main thing, because sometimes when people think about, hey, I want to create a membership site, but does that mean that I'm going to be creating content all the time? No, you don't have to be creating content all the time. You need some good content, of course, to attract people in, but they are going to stay for other things. And those other things might be, for example, component number 2 is community, right? Very important to be able to talk to other people, to be able to ask questions to other like-minded people. It's very important in any market to hang around with other people, because, sometimes we're surrounded by people who don't have the same goals as us, and we kind of need to shield ourselves from that. And it's really good to be with other like-minded people, and having a community in your members area, it's extremely valuable. And usually that's one of the reasons why people will actually stay longer, because they build those relationships with different people, they connected, maybe there are some meetups that are organized, and you can go to those meetups and meet people. So it's really, really cool. That's the second component. The third component is something that you mentioned, which is that private touch, right? It's very important these days to add that private touch. And when I talk about this, people usually say, yeah, but John, that's not leverage, right? I need to give my time. Yeah, but you're giving a little bit of time in a smart way, in what I still call a leverage way. When you're doing it one too many, or when it's something that is on your schedule, it's still a leverage way. But now what you have just done by doing that extra touch is that you just have exploded the value of your membership site, because no one else in your market is likely doing this. So for example, imagine a membership site where you can actually get in touch with the owner of that membership site, or with the top coach of that membership site, is extremely valuable. So there are multiple ways you can do this. Either you can have, maybe like a specific type of group that you can have, and then you help people there. Or one of the features that is working really well is that private coaching, but in a leverage way, where people can send you questions, but that does not mean that you need to answer them straight away. And you can basically have some guidelines where you say, hey, I'm going to reply in 24 to 48 hours, but I'll definitely reply. And you're still giving that personal touch without you having to be online all the time. You're not just trading your time for money. Maybe you can, schedule your time around, okay, I'm going to answer all the questions I got. And now you're doing that, and people still get that value of that one-on-one value, right? The fourth component is some kind of live event. So live Q&A calls, for example. And again, that's one-to-many coaching, where maybe you are once a month online, and you are answering questions from all your members. That's super easy to do. It's built in with 10X Pro. You basically can be streaming online. You basically show your camera, people see you, and then they can send you questions, and then you get the questions and you simply answer them live. Again, another great way to explode the value of your membership site. Another reason why people are going to buy access to your membership site rather than someone else, because they see that, hey, maybe I can get all my questions answered every week or every 2 weeks or every, once a month. I get a new training plus Q&A. So it's amazing, and those 4 elements really make an amazing membership site. And that's where we see the biggest results, where people stay longer. They don't cancel. And that's the name of the game. When you have a membership site, you want to make sure that you attract people. But really importantly, you want to make sure that they stay. That's your job, to make sure that they stay. And the way you do that is by providing a ton of value and helping them get the results that they want ultimately.
Yeah, excellent. Well put. There's so many different directions we could go in after that. There's a few follow-up questions I guess I want to put to you. With 10X Pro, with regard to coaching, let's say you want to offer maybe group calls or one-on-one calls on top of one-to-many chat. Now, can you do that through 10X Pro currently, or will you need other software, I don't know, Skype or Zoom for calls, or GoToWebinar or...
Yeah.
Whatever.
So it depends on how you do it, right? So if you do it the traditional way, which is, let's say, one-to-many, in that case, you can do all that with 10xpro.io. It's all built in. We have basically a what we call our live event type of pages, where you can just be live and people will see you and then they can ask you questions. But if you need to do something like one-on-one, kind of like what you and I are doing right now, where, we are talking and all that, then you can use free tools like Skype. You can even use another tools such as Zoom. And in that case, you could have, obviously, as part of your membership site, the whole process of, hey, here's where you can book a call, right? And that's what I do, by the way. Whenever someone even just takes the trial, the $1 trial that we have, I offer them a strategy session with me. So I spend 30 minutes with anyone who takes the trial. Doesn't matter if they renew or not. I just do that usually on the first weeks, just to help them out and to answer any questions they might have. And yes, I'm trading my time that way, but you're providing that value. So for that, you can use actually kind of free tools that will allow you to set up your calendar, so people can just book a session. You can use Zoom, like I said, or you can use Skype, like we are doing right now. Yeah,
that's awesome that you do that. And in terms of the tools so when we book this, I use Schedule Once, or I think it's OneHub now or something like that, which isn't a free tool. It's like $25 a month or something like that. Do you use that, or what tool do you use for scheduling?
No, I use Calendly, and Calendly, the base plan is free, and that's all I use. And that's it. You set up you connect it with Google Calendar. So if you have a Google account, you can connect to it. And then you can manage your availability right there on Calendly. And their base plan, like I said, is free. So that's it. Now you give a URL to a link to basically anyone, and then they can see your availability. They click a box, schedule, and that's it. And now what we do, we either jump on a Skype call or we jump on a Zoom call, which again, Skype is free, and Zoom, the base plan, is free as well. So for most people starting out, they can just get the free stuff, get the free plan, and you will do just fine. Like I said, I've been in business since 2003. I use the Zoom free plan. Calendly, I use the free plan. So it's working for me. And you can do the same.
Been missing a trick there. I think I might need to review my options. I've been paying for Schedule Once. It's a very good tool, but I probably don't use it to its full extent to warrant that.
Yeah. It depends on the features. Yeah, it depends on what you use. It's all about that. And for me, I just want people to be able to book, see my availability. That's all I care. The rest, is I don't care about the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably the same.
This episode is brought to you by our sponsor, ARX. Are you looking to create a cutting-edge, high-intensity training facility? Are you confused on what equipment to use or how to separate yourself from the masses? Well, then ARX Fit might be the answer you're looking for. I asked Mike Polano from ARX a few questions about how ARX machines are challenging the status quo of the exercise industry around the globe. Mike, if you could, give the listeners a quick summary of why ARX is so different from the traditional machines or tools they're used to seeing in most exercise facilities.
ARX is totally different than anything you've seen before. This isn't just another weight stack machine. We've looked at the last 40 years of exercise technology and used that knowledge to create something entirely new. ARX uses a new form of resistance, a motor, and we pair that motor with computer software so that we can maximize the safety, effectiveness, and efficiency of your workouts. So you may be asking, okay, but how does ARX compare to weights? Traditional machines you see in gyms today are based on lifting metal weights and battling gravity. What people don't realize is that when you're forced to lift a static weight like this, one that doesn't adapt or change while you use it, you're underloading yourself rep after rep. And this unnecessarily limits your ability to make improvements. With ARX, we've taken a totally different approach. We removed weights and gravity from the equation altogether. Instead, ARX combines our patented motorized resistance with our custom computer software to provide you with the world's safest, most effective, and most quantified form of resistance training ever. When you train with ARX, you are training to your perfect level of resistance, both positively and negatively 100% of the time. No more guessing what weight to use. ARX does all of that for you, instantly and automatically. We'll also track and measure every second of every rep, so you can quantify all of your workouts to find out if you're improving and by exactly how much. Whether your goals are bigger muscles, increased strength, stronger bones, or just to look good in a bathing suit, ARX can help you achieve all of these and more, but do so in a fraction of the time it would take compared to traditional equipment. If you're looking for the most efficient, most effective, and most quantified piece of exercise equipment on the market today, then look no further than ARX.
Thanks, Mike. That all sounds really impressive. If you'd like to learn more about ARX, visit arxfit.com and mention that you heard about ARX on the High Intensity Business podcast to receive an exclusive deal of $500 off shipping and installation of your ARX machines.
So one of the things that I know, I'm trying to anticipate what people might be thinking in terms of objections to this.
Sure.
One of the things that is very popular right now is Facebook, right? For groups, for community, building communities online.
Right.
Do you want to talk about the problems with that versus creating and cultivating your own community on your own platform?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it all boils down to which business are you building? Are you building Facebook business or are you building your own business? I'm not in the business of building Facebook business. I think they have plenty of money already. I don't need to contribute to their growth. So I'm here to build my business. And for that, you need to build your own audience. You need to be in control. That's the biggest difference between our platform and other platforms. And there we do some very specific and strategic things where you are always in control of your business. And online, controlling your business means a few things. Number one is your email subscribers. If you want to online business, you need to build an email list. People will start hearing this. Maybe it's new for some of your audience, but that's the thing. Why? Because if you lose everything, as long as you have a list of people that you can send a message to that you control, you can rebuild your business. You can say, hey, I'm launching a new product and it's going to be awesome. And now you're back in business. You lose your list. That means you can't communicate with anybody. You can't talk to anybody. Then it's going to take a lot more time. Number two, the other asset that I talked about is your content. Any content you create, you want to be in control. What a lot of other platforms do is that they will allow you, for example, to, yeah, sure, it's easy. Just upload your content into our platform. What happens there is that now your content is in their platform. They are controlling that content. And you pretty much, let's say you change your mind and you want to take it out. You pretty much need to ask someone to get your content back. That's a bad decision. You want to be in control. If you want to leave, you don't like the platform, you have your content, doesn't matter. You just use another platform, boom, you're back in business, right? And then when it comes to Facebook groups, yeah, they make it easy. But again, you are dependent on Facebook will to keep your business afloat. Facebook is known because everything is automated, by the way, in Facebook. There's very, very few humans actually doing any kind of support, and try to get support from Facebook. Good luck. You will not find a human person that you can talk to. Everything is automated through their website. You will need to find articles. You'll need to submit forms. You will not be able to talk to anyone. That's not the type of company I want to build my business in. Of course, as marketers, we need to leverage Facebook and use it and take advantage of it as much as possible, such as using ads, maybe connecting with people with Facebook advertising and Facebook Messenger that is working really well right now. You might want to penetrate some groups and just talk to other people. That's fine. But if you are selling access and you're delivering your content on Facebook group just because you think that, hey, it's going to be easy, that might be your choice. But in my mind, that's a bad decision. That's not something that I would recommend to anyone. That's why it's all about what our friend James talks all the time, which is about controlling and owning the race track, right? So it's all about you being in control of everything that's around your business, because if Facebook decides to close your account for whatever reason, you don't care. Everything is in your portal. Everything is under your control and you are fine. And if you think that it will not happen to you, think again, because it does happen very often to a lot of people. It did happen with Google, Facebook, YouTube. You can hear all these stories about YouTubers who are building accounts with millions of subscribers. It doesn't matter. They get shut down from one day to the next. And that's not the type of business I want to build. So that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, no, well said. It is very high risk, I think, putting it all in your eggs in one basket in terms of building a community on Facebook. I don't know if you heard this, but I thought this was brilliantly put. So Tim Ferriss had a friend who had a business on Facebook, and it was doing like crazy revenue, like $1 million a month or something. Mm-hmm. And Tim asked him, what's it like having a business like that on Facebook? And he said, it's like having the most successful McDonald's in the world on top of a volcano.
Exactly.
And I thought, that's such a good sort of description of the situation, because if Facebook decide to change one part of their algorithm, suddenly your reach to your audience might be completely minimized, and you have no control over that, and all that time and energy invested on that platform goes to waste. I completely agree, and I appreciate you explaining the risks therein building a business like this on Facebook. One of the other things I thought about too is when you're doing one-to-many coaching, I know that some people might be listening to this thinking, how am I going to be able to cope with a large amount of users, which is a high quality problem to begin with. But I know there's a bell curve going on there in terms of the number of people that you'll actually find will use that service. So do you want to, can you elaborate on that a little bit in terms of what you see with the one-to-many coaching reality?
Yeah, I mean, one-to-many will still give you a ton of leverage, and you can do it, you can have a lot of members, and it's still going to be okay, Then it's really up to you to decide how often you want to do it, how long you want to do it for. But for example, if you're going to be doing a live, let's say Q&A call, you might want to decide to do it once a month. I do it once a week. For example, for all the 10xpro.io members, every Thursdays, I'm live online and I answer any questions that people might have. So I'm live, and if you want me to show you some stuff on the 10xpro side, then I do that during that time. And usually it's 1 to 2 hours, and that's it. It's once a week. So I can have several members. Doesn't matter. I'll do it. The reality, though, is that people are busy. People have their lives. People do different things. People take actions at different times. And when I start talking about, hey, offering, for example, one-on-one, people think, but what's going to happen when I have 100 members and they are all going to start bombarding me? The reality is that it doesn't really happen that way. Some people, they prefer to go through the entire course, and then they might ask you a few questions. Some people ask you questions straight away. Some people are obviously, everybody's usually respectful of your time anyway. And it's usually not a big deal. Now, of course, if you're going to start getting thousands and thousands and thousands of members, you might need to start thinking about, well, maybe I need to get an extra coach or someone to help. But those are things that like you said, these are good problems to have. If you have thousands of members in your membership site, that means you're rolling in cash. So hiring an extra help shouldn't be a problem, So, but the beautiful thing with all of that is that it just raises the value of your membership site tremendously and makes you different from everyone else. And that is the key to success whenever you want to sell access to your programs, is to really show people that you're different, that you care, and that you are there for them. Because with all this social media stuff these days, I believe that people are way more disconnected than ever, and that human touch, that ability to be able to talk to a real person rather than just a bot or like some chat, but really seeing someone and connecting with someone is extremely valuable. That's something that I learned from my good friend James. I've been doing this a ton with 10x Pro, and that's one of the reasons why people are switching to us. That's the number one reason people are telling me, because they're sick and tired of the other platforms where when you need help, you try to use that little chat, but then you find out 2 seconds later that it's actually not a real human person. It's actually a bot that has pre-programmed answers and then tells you, oh yeah, you need help with that? Go and check out that beautiful article that we created. There's nobody there. With us, I invest in outstanding support, and I make sure that they're live and that it's a real human being. So if you see the button that says we're live, someone, a real person is there to help you out. And that's how I'm trying to, make sure that everything in my business is set up that way. And that's obviously what I recommend to all my clients to do, to add that personal touch, to be different and to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I've very much been inspired by you and James. And I've done the same or taken the same approach into my own business, because I'm still at a point where, and I probably still have a fair amount of capacity where I can deliver that personal touch to everyone inside my membership, whether that's through private coaching, support, personal email. I make myself very available, and I find that to be very, very manageable because, as you've said, not everyone is going to be a kind of a high touch user, as there's a bell curve in terms of the number of people that will actually interact with you. But again, if you've got, like you say, a large number of people who are looking for support, it's kind of a high quality problem to have, a good problem to have.
Right.
So this is really great. And one of the things I wanted to touch on is one of the benefits from having a membership versus other online products is the monthly recurring or annual subscription business, which is excellent for building a profitable business with cash flow that you can forecast out, a business that's going to stick around. So do you want to talk about the benefits from that perspective that a membership has financially for those considering it over, say, selling one-off courses and things like that?
Yeah, I like both. I like online courses. I like selling membership side. I think it's important to have both in any online business, actually, because you can do different strategies by having those two elements in play. And usually when you have an online course, let's say let's imagine, so in your case, let's say it's the masterclass to lose, 30 pounds in X amount of days, and it's dedicated. And for like 5 weeks, this is everything that people are going to do, or in a month, that's everything that they need to do. And you're selling that. That's great. But by selling that product, then now they get to know you. They get to know you more as a teacher. They get to see that, hey, I'm getting results. Great. And I want to continue that experience. So then the next logical step is, I should join the membership site. So having an online course and selling it individually can help you a lot to sell access to your membership site, because one of the hard parts when it comes to your membership site is to make sure you convey the value and you motivate people to say, to understand that, yeah, they should stick around, right? So like I said before, making sure that people stay is the most important thing that you should do with your membership site. But obviously, having a subscription-based business where people are paying you every single month, automatically pretty much, or every year is a beautiful thing, because now like you said, you can forecast, you can even go on holiday, and you know that during that month, well, you're going to have X amount of sales, and that's an awesome thing, because you're building that real online business. You don't need to be selling and doing those extra sales every single time, or reinvent the wheel or create a new product, right? You have all that in your membership site. People are getting results. People are getting the stuff that they that were promised to them when they got access to the membership site, and now they're just paying and renewing their payments, which is awesome, right? So freedom is huge with a membership site. Leverage is huge as well, and be able to live the lifestyle that you want. So if you want to, spend time with your family, go on a holiday, go there. You know that your business is actually running on autopilot. There are other ways to try to mimic that as well by doing different marketing campaigns that are automated, and then you can be selling those online courses. And this is something that we teach as well. When people become a 10xpro.io member, I teach them all the different strategies that they can add to their online business to maximize the profits and to maximize that leverage and make sure that they are building a real business, a business that is working for them and that is running pretty much on autopilot. So that's the goal.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm a huge believer of what you're doing. I wouldn't have you on the show if I didn't think that it was an awesome product. And, I've listened to a ton of podcasts you've done with James of Superfast Business, which I'll point to because you've done a great series on all the different aspects of building a membership, how to support it, how to retain people, how to grow it, which is really, really useful. And I know some people listening to this, I know there's a few technical laggards, a bit like myself, who run studios who want to do something like this on the side to generate more revenue and are feeling a little bit scared. Oh God, it sounds all a bit overwhelming, all a bit technical. But this product's designed so that you don't have to be technical to set it up. And like John's already explained, he's going to help you, on a call every week, group call, and then also with the introductory strategy call. I think that's amazing that you do that because I know very few business owners that would actually do that. And it goes back to what you're saying with regards to the personal touch and how that's a great value proposition to help convert sales as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about the best ways to start growing your membership? So once you've set it up, you've got the first version, you're ready to go to market, you're ready for people to join. What's the best ways you've found to acquire people in the beginning?
Yeah. So when you're basically, let's say you have set up your membership site, you have some content, you're ready to go. The first thing with everything online is to start building your audience, building your email list. Why? Because then you'll be able to do a marketing campaign. And a marketing campaign, what is it? It's just your ability to be able to send several messages to people and letting them know, hey, it's open, right? The access to the membership site is now open. And maybe the next day you want to send them a reminder. You can only do that if you have the ability to communicate with them. And the best way is by building your email list because you're in control and you basically send them emails, right? So number one thing is to build your email list. How do you do that? Multiple ways. A good strategy with a membership site is to have, for example, a very simple sales page that describes your membership site and have a very simple strategy where people can join the wait list, right? So they say, yes, I'm interested. They put their name and email or just their email. And now they're basically telling you that they're interested to find out more. And then now you're building that list. You could also, for example, in the fitness market, you could give them something that is valuable. That's something that's going to help them. Maybe it's going to be a specific workout. So they just need to enter their details to get that specific workout. Or maybe it's going to be to have a series of recipes, right? Maybe it's a cheat sheet or some type of document that they can download straight away in exchange for their details, right? Maybe it's going to be the recipes and the fat burning exercise that you recommend, the 5 cool things that they should do to burn fat. Great, something that's going to help them, something that's going to solve a problem, something that's going to help them get a quick result, right? So you offer that, you're building your email list. Now you're building that email list, and what you want to do, you want to start kind of teasing them that something is going to come up. How do you do that? You provide value all the time. You always lead with value. Maybe it's a tip. Maybe it's destroying an objection. Maybe it's highlighting a benefit, something like that, right? And you just remind them that something is going to come up. That might be your membership site. Pretty much what happens all the time when you think about Apple, releasing the new iPhone. They're not just going to say, hey, the new iPhone is available, buy it now. They don't do that, right? You have conferences, you have little teasers, you have little pieces of information, all of that. Same thing with movies. The movie just doesn't show up in cinemas. There are trailers, there are little interviews, the actors go on different shows. We need to do the same in our world. And in our world, we need to remind that it's all about sharing our knowledge, right? That's what people are buying. They're buying our knowledge so they can get the results that they want, so they can solve the problems that they have. And that's a very important keyword, that word problem. Our job is to solve problems. And the best markets online are markets where there's a ton of problems. Obviously, you are into one that is perfect. Weight loss, health, fitness, wellness, all of that is perfect. People want to either lose some fat or get bigger muscle or impress some girls. I don't know. They want to get a result. They have a problem that they need to solve. Because of that, they will do different things, such as number one, join your email list. And number two, hopefully buy your product so they can get the next, more results, and they can get the ultimate result that they desire. So like I said, you build your email list and then you tease them and then you just open the card. You have that sales page that tells them about the membership site. And by the way, for that, if anyone is interested, we do have templates that, like for example, page templates that help you create that sales page where you can sell a membership site. We actually have a dedicated campaign in 10X Pro that is all about everything awesome. I'm just talking about.
So like even for the lead magnets as well.
For the lead magnets for the wait list, for the lead magnets, for building your wait list and being able to sell that membership site, having that sales page. So we have worked with key players to build those templates, and they are now available. And the only thing that you need to do is in 10X Pro is create a new page, use your mouse, click on the box, change the text, change the colors maybe, and that's it. You're up and running, right? And that's it. You just tell people that you are open. What I like to do is like a 4-day type of campaign. That's what I recommend people do at the beginning. If it's the first time, you basically tell them during 4 days that day 1, we're open. This is what it is. Day 2, you remind them that, these are some extra stuff that they get, or maybe you talk about some of the testimonials that you got. Day 3, it's all about, hey, ends tomorrow. And remember, you're getting access to this. And all of those emails have links to that sales page. And then that's it. They go to the sales page, they click, they go to the order page, they put their details, their credit card, you get the money, and then they go to the thank you page where you tell them, awesome, thank you very much. And you tell them what's going to happen next, that they're going to get an email with their login details. And we take care of all that tech, by the way, right? So when someone submits their details, the money goes straight into your account. When they buy, they get registered into the membership site and they get their login details. So all of that is done. Like I said, the campaign as well is done. You can just install it very quickly. You just need to make sure you customize the content, make sure you put your information, and you're up and running. So that would be one of the easiest ways to start launching your membership site.
Awesome. Yeah. So I guess one final thing I wanted to talk about quickly is just customer acquisition in another sense. So something I've been thinking about quite a lot lately. I've been binging Paul Graham's articles. He's the founder of Y Combinator. He's got this great website full of essays that are very thought-provoking. And one of those, he talks about doing things that don't scale. Now, this is a little bit counterintuitive, but, I know that we want systems, right? We want to be able to set up a system that we set up once and then it does the job on our behalf. And that includes sales. So, email sequences that sell when you're sleeping, and then a sales page that you can send them to where you can convert them as a customer. But right. I have a little conflict with this because I feel like in the very beginning, that stuff's great. And the fact that you can set up through 10X Pro very easily is excellent. And I see why that is an obvious thing to do. But I guess I'm also thinking about how you can acquire customers faster in the very beginning. And the first thing I thought of was if you already have a studio with, let's say, 40, 50 clients, there's no harm in sending an email to all of them saying, hey, just so you know, I've launched an online membership. So, when you're not coming to the studio, I can help you with all these other things, whether that's online coaching or, like you say, diet plans, training programs, tips, Q&As, et cetera, then that's an obvious upsell, right, to your existing client base of gym clients, studio clients. So there's that, which is an obvious one for me. But then also, do you think that in the beginning of a business like this, and maybe any business, one should just reach out to their immediate network through whatever it is, picking up the phone, email, Facebook, chat, any of these things, to just offer it to those that they think would be interested? Yeah, I mean, maybe that's obvious, but
no, of course, and that's the number one thing that you need to do. One of the most powerful things that you need to do in your business is try to collect case studies, try to collect testimonials. Of course, when you're starting out or when you haven't sold it before, you want to make sure that you can. One of the good strategies to do is to invite some people. You might want to invite some people to just test it out or just give them access to at a special rate or whatever. And if you do have a little network, like you said, 20 people, 40 people, of course, you can do a special offer, for them, or just invite them straight up to the member site. You don't have to build an email list of 4,000 people, but you need to have obviously a few people. So if you say that you have a gym and you have already a lot of members, you're up and running. The only thing that you need to do is just try to engineer that campaign. It's always good to campaign your offers. One of the worst things that you can do is to just leave your offer there and just hope that people are going to go there. They need a reason they should buy, right? So one thing I like to do is to campaign that. So especially at the very beginning. Later, once you have a ton of members and things are rolling, that's fine. You can leave that page there. You can maybe pre-qualify people to come and to your membership site. But at the very beginning, let's say the very first time, what I would do, I would reach out to my contacts. I would tell them, hey, I've put together this membership site. I'm going to launch it on that day. It's going to be great. Keep an eye on your email inbox or whatever. Keep an eye on for my next message. And then you basically just let them know that you're open. And that's it. They can now register for that membership site, So that would be one of the first things. And like I said, the goal with that one is to really make sure that those first people are getting amazing results, because you want to make sure that they're absolutely happy, so you can start collecting those valuable testimonials, valuable case studies, because then you can use that in your sales messages or in your emails, in your anything, right, on your website. And that's going to help you a ton to just make sure that other people that might not know you that well buy your products,
Yeah, totally agree. That's awesome. John, so grateful for you taking the time. And this has been really useful introduction to 10X Pro and to building kind of membership sites. How do people get started? What's the best way? I mean, I know you do like a $1 trial. That's very attractive incentive for people. Right. Maybe that's where I'll put links on the show notes for this, which will be over at highintensitybusiness.com/10X Pro. And there'll be links to your site. And so is that a logical place to send people, or is there, I don't know, other places we should send them?
Yeah, I think that would be the best way to go. You are going to have a link below, so people can just click there, and then you can just go to 10X Pro and find out more. And you can discover all our different features. You can check out the different videos, the testimonials, all of that, and then you can decide if it's for you. And like you said, there's a 30 days trial, so you can test it out. If you don't like it, you can cancel. That's fine. And hopefully you like it. Hopefully we do a good job, and that's it. So very easy, and you can check it out. No problem.
Awesome. Thank you, John. And for everyone listening, to find the blog post for this episode, as I said, please go to highintensitybusiness.com/10X Pro. Also search for episode number 236, and this will pop straight up. And until next time, guys, thank you very much for listening.
Discover how to achieve your health and fitness goals, become a great personal trainer, and build a successful, high-intensity training business. Check out highintensitybusiness.com. highintensitybusiness.com.
This episode is brought to you by ARX, the most innovative, efficient, and effective all-in-one exercise machines I have ever seen. I was really impressed with my ARX workout. The intensity and adaptive resistance was unlike anything I've ever experienced. I love how the machine enables you to increase the negative load to fatigue target muscles more quickly, and I love how the workouts are effortlessly quantified. The software tracks maximum force output, rate of work, total amount of work done, and more in front of you on screen, allowing you to compete with your previous performance to give you and your clients real-time motivation. The ARX uses a computer-controlled motor to give you the exact amount of resistance your clients need 100% of the time. This means that the resistance can never become dangerous, is intuitive and simple to use, and can provide you with all of the results you and your clients are looking for in a fraction of the time. ARX is highly effective and efficient in delivering all of the benefits of exercise, including increased strength, muscle mass, cardiovascular conditioning, bone mineral density, and injury recovery. As well as being utilized by many high-intensity trainers to deliver highly effective and efficient workouts to their clients, ARX comes highly recommended by world-class trainers and brands, including Bulletproof, Tony Robbins, and Ben Greenfield Fitness. To find out more about ARX and get $500 off install when you place an order, please go to arxfit.com and mention HIB, that's high intensity business, in the How Did You Hear About Us field. So again, to get $500 off install when you place an order, head on over to arxfit.com and into HIB in the How Did You Hear About Us field.